So in my paper, I talked about virtue ethics, and I brought up two stories. One of somebody with good virtue ethics, and one with somebody with bad virtue ethics, and basically the difference of how the person with the good virtue ethics got rewarded versus how the person with the bad virtue ethics got punished. And essentially, I said the story with the bad virtue ethics was, I had a friend that was here our freshman year of college, and he ended up doing some bad things and made the decision to leave because he thought it would be better for him. Um, and then he ended up coming back, and I helped him on his way to get back, and I lent him some money so that he could make the trip to Kansas again. And he swore he was going to pay me back and everything, but he actually, ended up uh, getting addicted to drugs, drinking a lot, and having a lot of aggression and violence. Um, and long story short, he ended up getting kicked out of the school over, a lot of bad things, stealing, drugs, all that. And I never got paid my money back. And, because of the things that he did, he, ended up getting kicked out. And, he went back at home and ended up being kicked out of his home from his mother and ended up being homeless. And then when you look at the story with the good virtue ethics, um, it was a person who, all he saw was a dog that got hit by a car. And he took the time out of his day to, get out and, get out and help. And, uh, just be a good person. And what ended up happening was he rushed the dog and its owner to the vet. And at that point, he could have left and just said, I did what a good person would do. I got them here. But instead, he stayed while the owner of the dog found out that the dog needed surgery that location couldn't perform. And so he stayed and offered to take them to another spot where they could perform the surgery. And it ended up saving the dog's life, but not only saving the dog's life, saving the owner's life because, um, without getting into all the details now, the uh, owner of the dog was, going through a really rough time in his life and only really had that dog that he was leaning on that was keeping him alive. And without that dog, who knows what action he would have made without the dog. So, the person who stopped and helped ended up getting rewarded later on, not directly through the owner of the dog, but he ended up, getting a long-term NFL contract that made him the highest paid player at his position. And, you know, he got rewarded for his good actions. And there are many other cases that you'll see where people do good things and, they get good things in return, and people will do bad things and get bad things in return. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that just decide that all they want to do is try to help themselves, whether it's legal or just morally the right thing, and they don't care about anybody else's feelings or well-being, and they're willing to just stomp all over somebody to get what they want. But that ends up, the short term, maybe it works well for them, but they'll always get what's coming back around. But people who are willing to take time out of their day to, save a dog and indirectly save someone's life, they're going to get good things coming back their way too. So, the moral of the story is just be a good person because you never know what is going to happen for you later on. Maybe you end up in the shoes of the person who had their dog hit by the car, and somebody will stop and, help you out. But, if somebody sees you in that position and knows that you're known for not being a good person, maybe they don't stop and help you.